We are the Nerd Eternal Network.
Hello, and welcome to Powers on Payroll, here on the Nerd Eternal Network. I'll be your storyteller for the evening, Jason. Or your GM for the day, Jason. Getting it mixed up with my other game. And with me, as usual, will be Marigold as the Boogeyman.
Thank you for joining us.
Curtis as the Influencer.
Hola.
Mike as Whippet.
Hello, and I'm ready to be drawn like one of your French girls.
And Taylor as Skater Boy.
Howdy, howdy. And yes, Mike, you do look quite comfortable.
I've got lower back pain issues.
You don't have to explain. We weren't going to question why you're lounging. This is a hobby. It's supposed to be relaxing.
The important thing is that pants are on.
I was going to say, our question really is, why aren't you in a bikini?
I was not asking that question.
We're saving
I
that for the swimsuit
Burt
special.
The
That's
beach
right.
episode.
I thought I might maybe someday I'll Burt Reynolds and just have like a big bearskin rug.
From what I hear, that man had enough hair. I'm not sure he needed pants. Or a shirt, for that matter. All right. Get that weird tangent out of the way.
I'm sure that'll be the only one.
Hopefully the only one involving nude Burt Reynolds, anyway. All right. Who remembers where we left off last time?
We made a couple of friends last session.
That's one way to put it, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
we
Go ahead.
we had finished apprehending Big Bill and his mercenaries.
Yep.
And we met Technicky, who had a working relationship with one of our fellow Detroiters,
Danny Jumbuck.
Jumbuck, yes.
Yeah,
Who was
the business was Danny Jumbuck's Records and Accumulators.
That's right. That's the official title of it.
Yep.
And he runs a tech reclamation service.
Yep.
He recovers technology discarded during powered conflict and reverse engineers them. And he's been producing spare parts for Technicky in return for salvage.
Yep. And access to like her old suits, and it's a nice little relationship. He has quite a fancy fabricator created.
That's right.
With very little security.
And we figured that Technicky, who's been on the run from the professor, most likely traced her location to her dealings with Danny, and that's why he sent the bad guys after us, presumably he. And we broke up the fight, and maybe sparked the beginning of some kind of working relationship with Danny of our own.
Yep. And let's see, I believe, Dennis was on call that day. Y'all's man in the seat. And I think he had pulled some information about Technicky and the Primes involving other super soldiers that seem to be able to tunnel underground. Which, backs up her claim that these kind of guys have been coming after her for a while. But yeah.
Right.
And after that fight, y'all traced them back to, or a couple of you had followed them back to their safe house. And then y'all went and took them down. And using the big man's laptop, y'all got in touch with the professor.
Yeah, thanks to Influencer, who was able to inhabit Big Bill.
Yep. He wasn't able to pull it
Now we're
off
officially
quite well
on-
enough that the professor was fooled, but
But we're now officially on his radar.
Yep.
We had fun with that anyway, even if it wasn't completely successful.
no, and you got some information, You know you have apparently a mastermind villain out there.
Mhm.
The characters know that. The players have run into this professor before. Alright. So we kick off today with the alarms already blaring.
Ah.
This was kind of a kick back and relax day. Except that, of course, you're kind of always on call.
Hmm.
But that's kind of superhero life in general, so.
Oh man, I was supposed to get a pedicure today.
Carol assures you over the comms they will reschedule with your pedicurist. You know, she is aware that you're that she's serving a superhero team. That things will come up. As you scramble onto the Detroit Flyer, or Detroit Electric Flyer, Carol is in your ear. We seem to have a riot.
Oh.
It is small at the moment. They police are on hand, but we seem to have lost contact with them. And the Detroit Police Department is badly understaffed.
Any idea what set it off?
She's not sure. It wasn't like you had protests going on, or
No recent controversies.
yeah. I mean, nothing that isn't always going on. It's in a small like shopping district kind of area.
I feel like it's safe to assume some sort of meta activity.
Mind control, maybe?
Mind control, maybe some sort of mood altering chemicals. Could be a whole bunch of stuff.
She's like, that would certainly explain it. I mean, not that people don't riot for a lot of sometimes for really dumb reasons, sometimes for really good reasons. She goes, but usually you have an ideal of why it's happening.
Mm-hmm.
Usually there's some build up.
Yeah, it doesn't just start as a riot normally.
So y'all fly into the area, and you look down, and it's just a brawl. You see people in police uniforms fighting people that aren't in uniforms. You see, people in regular clothes that are fighting each other. You see police officers fighting each other.
Yeah.
Give me awareness rolls.
I mean, like, guys, I'm good at starting riots, not stopping them.
It's time to broaden your horizons.
I'm not.
Ooh, got 12.
There we are. Blank utility character sheet. All right. And let's see. The difficulty
Which,
is. All right. So
Which brings us to Whippet's theory. Maybe these people are being influenced.
Influencer, what did you do? What did you do?
Look, he's still here. He can't be causing it. We can still see him.
Not by me.
All right, so Influencer got an 8, Whippet got a 9, Skater Boy got a 5, and Boogie got a 12. Difficulty was a 9, so Whippet ties it. Influencer, you just see a bunch of people fighting. I mean, it looks like a mess down there. Whippet, you can tell that there doesn't seem to be like two sides to this thing. It just seems like everybody's just brawling. Skater Boy, you're like the influencer. You just see a mess of people down there beating each other up. Boogeyman, you are. If it's something influencing them, you spot several people that are clearly not being influenced. One is you see a young mother that's like hiding between two cars with her baby in a stroller.
Ooh.
She's crouched down like trying to hide the baby. And let's see, a 12 is... That's a major. You see the baby shaking its fists, though.
Oh, no.
The baby looks like it's having a temper, just a complete and utter temper tantrum.
That's horrifying and adorable.
That still doesn't really tell me anything what's going on with the baby, though.
But like I said, the mother is clearly not being affected. She's crouched there. She's trying to... It looks like, you see her kind of like... Probably trying to shush the baby and just stay crouched down between these two cars.
Mm-hmm.
You see some people that are running through the crowd of fighters, not engaging in any fights. They just look like people trying to get away.
Mm-hmm.
And you do notice one young lady that's like sitting on top of a van.
Mm-hmm.
That was a weird little echo for a second there. She's just sort of up there minding her own business.
Or is she?
So does she look distressed or anything going on with that? What's going on in the van, I mean?
Oh, yes.
Oh. Okay, yeah. It's a little suspicious. A little suspicious.
Yeah, she's just a young lady who's minding her own business. She's sitting up there on her phone, earbuds in. She's got one leg that she's just it's like she's just sort of kicking and bouncing the heel off the windshield.
Mm-hmm. First order of business. I'm going to tell our pilot. Have we given the pilot a name?
Oops, that was not the right thing. Well, you probably have more than one.
Yeah. Just gonna tell the pilot, hey, point out the mom and the baby, and say, hey, let's circle over there and drop down a line for her to grab onto, so she and the kid can get up here.
All right, we're gonna name your pilot Daryl Dobbs, because who doesn't like alliteration?
I love the alliteration.
Hopefully, it'll make it easier to remember. Which is why Stan Lee used them so much.
I think the fact that Jason has an image already, up for this moody teenager makes her doubly suspicious.
Nonsense. Nonsense. She is just there. Read the heading of the picture. Young lady who's minding her own business.
Listen, I'm just saying, if the electric flyer has some onboard weaponry, like a minigun, we just rake it across the van real quick, see if the riot's stop.
The flyer does not have weaponry. There's lots of legal implications about that.
There are.
And while a lot of superheroes may not worry about those implications in an emergency, y'all have an HR department, so and a legal department. But Daryl nods his head, yes sir, and he starts kind of swinging down. And some of the fighting crowd look up when they see the jet, but, mostly it's out of reach, so they're not worrying about it. They're too busy throwing hands. Now, a few people have picked up things to bash somebody with, but nobody seems to be using really specifically weaponry. It's all just sort of improvised. Like the police officers you see, nobody's gone for their gun.
That's interesting.
Thank God.
As you get closer, you recognize some of the crowd look like it's just shoppers. Some of the crowd look like it might be the members of the Detroit 300, which is a volunteer police force. Basically picking up the slack in underserved communities because, like I said, the actual police force is badly understaffed.
Got water.
Let's see. So, yeah, Daryl swings y'all down close. The lady looks up. She kind of looks around in a panic because y'all are drawing a lot of attention to her hiding place. Daryl drops the line, but he's like, can she even climb the line if she's got the baby?
Yeah. Boogie's going to go down with the line.
You get down there. She's like, oh, thank God, you've got to help me.
Yep. Just grab on. We're going back up. Well, keep the baby tight.
Yeah,
And he's actually going to take off his coat and just lay it over her, so she has at least a little bit of something around her if she gets hit by like a brick or can or whatever.
Okay. So she gets the baby out of the stroller. You know, baby's fighting her, but it's a baby, so you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, you throw the coat over her. She grabs the line with one hand. She's kind of holding the baby with the other one. Daryl starts pulling y'all up. But you have drawn a lot of attention. You see a few people running towards you.
Yep. Not a fan of that. Not a fan of that.
What are the rest of y'all doing while this is going on?
I'll go ahead and just throw down the Spray on Knee Pads Party Edition.
All right. So it gets, let's see, from where you're at, it would probably get Daryl, all of you, the lady, and her baby.
Like, sorry, Boogeyman.
I'll be fine.
Well, I said it got all of y'all.
Yeah.
I'm assuming
okay.
you drop it kind of at the edge of the door, so it, you know. Influencer, Whippet. You see some guys running up towards Boogeyman, where he's like holding the lady on the rope, and they're starting to wrench up. You don't think they're going to be out of reach before those people get there.
Okay, well, I will see if I can jump into one of them that's charging.
Okay.
I can break up.
Give me a roll.
Which is, of course, probably going to end very badly for me, but let's give it a shot.
Uh-oh, where did I put all my rule books? Alrighty.
Got a good roll, but I'm still thinking this is not going to end well.
Alright, this is a relatively average guy. Who rolled below average.
Oh, damn.
So yeah, you beat him by 10, no problem. Massive success. You jump, you've got this guy's, control this guy's body as long as you want it. Well, as long as the scene lasts. So, you're now in a guy running towards Boogeyman. You see somebody else running, you know, they're offset from you. You know, these people were coming in from different angles, but
yeah. My intention is to next turn jump the guy that's closest to Boogeyman when I get another action.
Okay. So you jumped into this guy and what, made him stop running, or?
I'm going to keep running because I want to be able to jump the guy that's closest to Boogeyman.
Okay. Oh, you mean physically jump? I thought you meant like jump into his body. I was like, well, that would just leave this guy.
No.
But I see what you're.
Jump.
Yeah, you should be able to cut him off. Yeah. Whip it.
I would like to, and I my whip has my binding and swinging attributes 6 for my whip, so I'm hoping I have enough reach where I can just maybe just kind of like try to keep all the other approaching people at bay just by cracking the whip around.
So you're gonna go lion tamer on them.
Yeah, basically.
Back. Okay.
What should I roll for that?
Maybe Whippet needs a top hat like a ringmaster. Or not.
It would
That'll
definitely be
your code name,
coordination.
just
No,
as
actually,
Badge
prowess
and
probably.
Ringmaster.
Let's go with prowess.
This whip.
Because this would be. I guess this would be like making a quality. You're trying to keep people back, so you're making a quality that like Boogie could tap into. To avoid them or something,
Okay, let me just set up that roll here.
or maybe a quality that would debuff them if they tried to do something.
Yeah. Okay, here we go.
I open up. I'll need to roll a difficulty for that. These are average people. All right, massive success. So that's 3 free tappings of I'm gonna call it keep them separated. That is 3 tappings. And everybody go ahead and give me a coordination roll for your initiative. Even if you're not quite engaged in a fight yet, it's probably coming. Alright, Whippet got a 6. Skater Boy got a 5. Influencer got a 7. And Boogeyman made a couple of rolls.
Oh, I did.
The last 2 rolls on there.
Let's just take the best one.
Well, the best one is the first
you
one.
take-
She
You
rolled,
take the
so.
first one.
So that's an 11 instead of a 6.
Because the roll
I only
was
see the 6th
intentional.
roll. Oh, I see it now. I see it now. How about
Alright.
the
So top of the order is Boogeyman. So you see several people rushing towards you. Though one of them has changed his angle where it looks like he's going to run into somebody. He's going to clip one of the other guys.
I am going to burn a determination point, tapping a lot of brains, little budget, to give myself a fistful of stun grenades with a duration with a level power duration
Okay.
or a power level duration.
Gotcha.
And I should I still be able to throw one of them, or would that still be my action?
Let me look up gadget right quick. Alright, takes a page of preparation. Choose the power used for make the intelligence check. You can also spend a determination point to produce a gadget automatically rather than making a test. Yeah, you would still have the rank. You would still have the round of preparation then.
Okay. It's more or less just me getting them into my hand, getting ready to throw them.
Right. The determination
that's
you
fair.
spent means you don't have to make the roll to see if you've got them or cobbled them together or anything.
Yeah.
All right. Next up is somebody that's not really doing anything yet. Then we've got the influencer.
Okay, I will continue with my tackle.
All
I
right.
was going to do.
So I assume this is wrestling then. So if you're,
I don't actually have wrestling, so I'll just have to
yeah, it's just prowess then.
roll prowess. Not very good.
All right. So that is a. Well, luckily you weren't punching him, so he doesn't get a free shot back at you. But yeah, you do not manage to wrestle him at all. But I am going to say you have his attention. He's now turning away from Boogeyman and the lady and all that hoopla over there.
Oh, good. Well,
Because he's got a target right here in front of him.
that. Let Boogie and the family escape.
Whip it.
Okay, so I know that influencer's down there, so let me. If I need to, I may actually. Well, I don't want to. I don't want to descend the rope because Boogeyman and our new friend are on their way up. So, actually, you know what? Can I actually use the whip as a line of my own?
Sure.
If there's like some part of the, I don't know, like in the cellars, whatever, on the exterior hull, and lower myself down and just, kind of do the same thing as influencer and just try to, nothing else, make myself a target to draw fire, and hopefully they won't actually be able to hit me since there are, for the most part, regular civilians.
Yeah, you have no problem using your whip as a swing line to get down.
Yeah, and I maybe just go like full defensive and just try to keep people occupied until we can lift up again, and then hopefully approach the innocent lady on the van.
All right, Skater Boy.
I've got like nothing to do. I'm gonna go ahead and use telepathy on the girl we're bringing up.
On the mother?
Yes.
Okay.
Because it's weird that the baby is affected, but not her.
All right. Give me a roll for that.
And I will go ahead and use my probability control to try to just like have a lucky dive into her brain to find a memory close to the time where this stuff started happening.
Okay, that's fair. All right, telepathy.
Da-da-da-da. Pat, pat.
You can read minds, image your thoughts. Yeah, I've had just willpower. That's cool.
It'll be a 9.
All right. All right. So as you brush past her surface thoughts, she's just sort of in a panic. She's not thinking about anything but getting her baby out of here. She doesn't understand what's going on. There's some relief because literally the superhero showed up right on top of her and are lifting her out of this. You dive past that to try to see what happened. And all you see is she's out shopping. She got the baby. She's out shopping. They were on their way back to the car. She was debating where she wanted to stop for lunch. And it just popped off. She heard breaking glass. She turned around. Somebody was slamming somebody else into the window of a car. And just almost everybody in her line of sight started fighting. Luckily, there was nobody really close to her, so she ducked and hid basically where y'all found her. Those two cars were just enough over to one side to not really be super noticeable. Give me an awareness roll to see what you notice in her line of sight that maybe she didn't pick up on, or nothing she was focusing on.
It's a 4. I love my awareness. It's a 4. I get to halfway notice something for once.
She never focuses on this, so it's kind of blurry. But you're pretty sure you see somebody sitting on top of a van.
So it's the person that's sitting on top of a van.
Probably. Like I said, her eyes never focused on this person, so it's just sort of cornered her eye as she's looking around. Her head's moving around at what's going on.
All right. There's like a person on a van that's like also not affected and is like super not worried.
Oh, that's right. Scareboy hadn't noticed her initially.
I don't think Influencer had either, so my information is useful.
Yep. And now, Influencer, or really Scareboy either, if you scan the actual battlefield, you pick the young lady minding her own business out without any trouble.
So she's been up there. She didn't just get up there once the fighting started. Got it.
Look, she was just minding her own business before the fight started. And then there was no reason to get down after that. I mean, her phone's still got half a charge. She's fine. Alright, so that was Skater Boy. Then the crowds go. Whippet, one of the frenzied rioters, was headed towards the woman and Boogeyman, but you kind of, you dropped down in front. So he's coming after you now.
Okay. So let's, I guess an evade is in order.
Yep. And he's just a swinging.
Okay.
Okay, that does half damage then. He got a 5, you got a 5. Average person, so half of his strength is, it was 2 average or is 3 average?
I believe 3 is average.
Yes, you're right. I've been rolling these people at a disadvantage they shouldn't have been. In that case, that roll should have been a 5 and not a 4. Well, we won't recount that though. Average strength is 3. Half that, you take a point of damage.
Took how much damage?
1 point.
Don't take that damage.
No. The knee pads are up. The knee pads are up.
Knee pads are down to 4.
All right, so that was 1 on Whippet. Influencer, the one you tried to tackle, is now trying to wail on you. 8 is the number to beat.
Not gonna happen. Oh,
Oh,
it did
and you
happen.
do. So you're ducking and weaving. Let's see. There were 3 running towards you. Influencers in one of them, fighting the one other one of them, and then Whippet's fighting one of them. Okay. You hear somebody in the crowd screaming for help, I'm going to say... Skater Boy, you're not currently engaged with someone.
Oh, but then why don't you?
So you glance over and you see one of the people that were just running through the crowd trying to get away. You can see where they've been tackled by a couple of people and are getting wailed on now. And they're like looking in your direction, one hand up towards the flyer, screaming for help.
Well, I've got super speed, so I guess I should go.
Let's see. And other than that, the crowd continues to fight each other. A few more people are starting to wander over your direction. You know, ones that don't currently have somebody to be engaging in fisticuffs with. Then we're back at the top of the order with Boogeyman.
So
Y'all are up high enough now that they can't. They're not going. Nobody's standing on the ground is going to be able to reach you at this point.
yay. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep holding on to her until we're back up on the flyer.
Okay. So yeah, y'all would be up there by the end of the round. So you want to spend your action, but essentially holding your action until y'all are up there, and then you can help her and the baby on board.
More or less.
All right. Sounds like a plan. The young lady minding her own business sits up straight and is looking towards the flyer. But, you know, that's all she's doing. Influencer.
I think maybe I will take a swing at the guy that tried to hit me.
Okay.
It would be smarter to go after the girl on the van, but I'm not going to do that yet.
All right, you lay a smackdown on her.
Punch.
So the body you're in has average strength, so that's 3.
Which is what I have too, so it doesn't.
So, influencer's target has taken 3 damage because, you know, he doesn't have any body armor or anything. So yeah, you pop him really good. He kind of rocks back a step, shakes his head, and comes back at you. The pain doesn't seem to be doing much to him. Whippet.
Okay. I don't know how long the flyer is going to take to bring them on to safety, or how far away is Van Lady?
Across the parking lot. Less than 100 yards for sure. Probably like 70 yards. So.
Okay. I'll start trying to work my way over there, keeping an eye on her and also actively defending.
Okay. Well, you've got one guy that's already coming at you.
Oh, that's right. I gotta take care of this person. Yeah. So you know what? I'm going to try to. You know what? I'd like to spend a determination point to activate a stunning attack.
Okay.
Just by cracking what's up close enough to so that their sense of hearing gets off kilter. And I'm hoping that since hearing is known to affect balance, that even I guess I'll leave it to whether it affects like attacks, but hopefully at least if he even if he's just got a penalty on
Okay.
stuff that affects hearing and hopefully balance. That's what I'll aim for.
Well, you're mimicking a
So,
stun attack, so we'll see how well you roll.
Yeah.
All right.
So
He's got
is that
average prowess? You would still be rolling on your prowess.
Okay.
You know, any skill you got with your whip would still come into it.
I'll just use my backpack. I say roll the same number rolling.
All right, so you beat him by 1, so he is stunned for a round. So yeah, you throw his balance off. He essentially he falls down and is like scrambling back up to his feet. But that's the only thing he gets to do this round.
Okay. Well, hopefully that will allow me to break away next page.
Yeah. Well, you can take your move now. That was your action. You can do that, and when he stumbles, you can run off.
Okay, I'll do exactly that then.
Okay, so you're sprinting across the. Skater boy, you're up.
All right. I think I have to run for the guy that's getting beat down.
Okay. So you drop out of the side on your board, hit the top of a car, and kind of ride down the windshield and across the hood and onto the ground and zipping off towards that guy. How fast are you?
Rank 3 super speed, which I believe is car speed.
Okay. Yeah, you got no problem getting to him this
car
round.
speed.
No, I think it's just car.
All right, so you get over there to him. There's two. One guy's straddling him and just sort of raining punches down on him. Another guy's kicking him. They don't pay any attention to you as you approach. I mean, the guy getting beat up does, but
I'll just continue moving and bump into the guy on top, try to knock him off.
Okay. Give me a prowess.
Gross.
Yeah,
Man,
Max roll for my guy did not help.
I have yet to roll on the second half of the die.
Well, I have rolled 2 6s in a row. It's pretty mixed for
That's
that.
where all your good rolls are going.
So you bump the guy and he looks up at you. Oh, then it's their turn. All right, so the one whippet knocked down gets up, but that's all he can do for the round. The one fighting the influencer takes a swing at the influencer. No, on second thought, he's going to try to tackle the influencer.
But it's still a prowess roll for me to avoid it.
Oh, and you do. Let's see, and then Skater Boy. Let's see, you hit that guy, or you try to hit that guy on the move, so you moved past him. Let's see, and I said he was down straddling the guy. Yeah, that's not quite prone. So he gets up and he starts running after you. Trying to think, would he be able to get... Yeah, you're moving a lot faster, but you had moved... Yeah, I'm going to say he doesn't quite get to you this round. So now there's just one guy sitting there kicking the other guy. But the guy getting kicked isn't pinned down now, so he's trying to get up himself to keep running. But it's kind of hard to get up off the ground and stable when someone is kicking you while you're trying. And that brings us back to the top of the order. Boogeyman, you have gotten the woman and her child, very angry looking child, onto the flyer.
Hello?
Are you there?
Uh, yeah, you cut out after Barry.
After Barry.
After Barry.
Barry. Yeah.
Oh, baby. Okay.
Yeah.
I was just saying, you have gotten the woman and her baby, very angry looking baby, on the flyer. She's now sitting in one of the seats, hugging the baby. She just keeps telling you thank you.
Hey, not a problem. Not a problem. Gonna point to the pilot, or tell the pilot, hey, let's go check out the person Skater Boy was helping out. Let's try to get him up here too.
Roger that. Whippet, you see the flyer start moving away from you. Oh wait, you'd already run off anyway. Never mind.
That's right.
All right, so the flyer starts sliding over to the fight Skater Boy was intervening in.
Yep.
That gets you there. You see one guy has gotten up from the victim and is chasing Skater Boy now, where the other rioter, for lack of a better word, is still kicking the guy on the ground as the guy's trying to get up, but every time he starts to get up, the guy kicks him, knocks him over again.
Gonna rappel down, bat at the ready.
All right, well the line is still there, so you have no problems zipping back down. Line in one hand, bat in the other.
And just gonna take a crack into the guy's head.
What is Casey Jones?
Not the guy being kicked. The kicker.
Boogie, why'd you hit the man on the ground? It put him out of his misery. It was mercy. It was a mercy.
I thought it was a dog.
All right, give me a swing. Okay, so Boogeyman uses a baseball bat, gets 14. Our enraged fella here gets a 4. So, how much damage do you do?
I do. Let me check I'm pretty sure it's just 5. Yes, just 5.
Oh shoot, he's not even unconscious then. Let's see, Boogeyman's person takes 5.
But he's been knocked to center field.
However, it is a massive success, so give me a d6 plus 5 roll versus this guy is strength. So he got a 7.
All right.
Alright, so he is not knocked back. And then once more for the stun. I'm assuming your baseball bat is blunt damage.
Yeah.
He is stunned for a round. So while he doesn't go flying, he does sort of stagger back a step or two and is like trying to keep his balance. You don't know if he's seeing stars or seeing birds, but he's shaking his head to clear him, whatever it is.
That's fine. He's away from me. He's away from the guy. I'm gonna try and get him off his feet if I can. Or get him onto his feet if I can.
Alright. The young lady... she reclines again, goes back to looking at her phone. Influencer.
So I'm still engaged with Crazy Guy.
Mm-hmm.
I'd really like to go check out the bored young lady on top of the van, but I think I'm going to finish with this guy first.
Okay. Well, you walloped him pretty good last time, so he hadn't got a lot of fight left in him.
I'm not much of a fighter. I really need like a host body I can go to, like the Primus.
Don't the way you said that.
Look, we'll call it work release. We'll go to the super prison and just pick out volunteers. And I will ride their bodies into combat. All right, he gets out of the way. He manages to avoid your punch, but not by enough to get a counter strike. So, and he's growling at you.
Oh.
So it's a kind of angry but frustrated noise.
When he, you guys may not get it, but when he growls at me, I'm just gonna throw up my arms and go, "Festival!"
That seems like a reference I should get.
It's an
older Star Trek episode.
Old Star Trek, yes.
Oh, okay.
It's one of those planets secretly run by an evil computer type deals.
All right, Whip It, you're sprinting across the parking lot.
Okay, I'm going to just keep trying to get to Van Lady and see what's going on with her. I've noticed that she's, resumed focus on her phone. I'm starting to wonder if maybe the phone is some kind of technological device that's inducing this, or maybe she's just a psionic who's addicted to social media. Who knows? But I'm just going to continue trying to make my way there. Maybe when I get close enough, I'll try to use my whip to snap the phone out of her reach to get her attention.
The entire plot of this adventure is she's trying to get likes on TikTok.
Yeah, it's the Start a Riot challenge.
It's on the psychics only version of TikTok. It's only psychic teenagers that are trying this challenge. Let's see, 70 yards. I would say next round you could get within range of her.
Cool.
Skater Boy.
I'm still attempting to free this man, aren't I?
Well, Boogie has knocked one guy away from him, and the other guy is following you. When you missed him, it got his attention. He's up and running after you now.
Oh, good. I'll head to the lady on the van.
Okay.
Anything obstructing in the way?
You have to weave around some people fighting.
All right.
But as long as you don't really directly engage with them, they're occupied with each other.
Understood. I'll get to the van then. I'll just...
Yeah, you zip past Whippet at one point.
Hey, lady, are you, doing this? Because you seem, way too chill.
Oh, I'm just up here. They can't reach me. Well, first she reaches up and pulls her earbuds out. What? And you have to repeat yourself. And then she's like, oh, no, I'm just, they can't get me up here, so, no reason for me to panic. I figured you guys or the police or somebody would show. Well, I guess the police have shown up. How did you do that thing earlier?
What thing?
I don't know. You were over there and you did something, and I felt it over here. It's like reality rippled around you or rewrote itself or something. But I didn't quite catch what it was.
Oh, I'm lucky.
Oh, yeah, okay. I guess that's how people that don't know how reality works would describe that. Oh, it's kind of neat.
Yeah, when I was like younger, my folks always talked about using me to like bend reality to their will.
Nifty.
Yeah, I only talk to like one of them now.
And this girl doesn't sound like a local. She's got a slight Bostonian accent to her.
And those are people that know riots.
She's like, "Oh, I'm Mary." She holds her hand down like she's gonna shake her hand.
I'm like Skater Boy. I reach my hand up to shake.
No, she shakes hands with you. She's like, "Yeah," and she starts rattling off stuff you did in the '90s. Like there's a brief moment where she is excited. It's like, "Oh, I didn't recognize you because you got old, but yeah."
Yeah, like I did like a lot of stuff. Yeah.
I feel you, skater boy.
She's like, "Oh yeah, I was watching you," and she starts rattling off some televised fight you had with your crystal wielding or crystal infected arch nemesis. Now she doesn't look old enough that she should remember that. You know, she looks early teens. Up close, she doesn't look like she should be old enough to be driving this van. Truthfully.
So like, how do you know all that?
Oh, I was watching it. I watched it on TV. They played it back a lot back when it happened.
So like, you're older than me, but you didn't get like old.
Yeah, I don't get old. That's a loser's thing.
I don't
Yeah.
know. If I was like stuck 10 years ago, I'd be like stuck in home. Like I had to get like older to get better.
You don't have to get older to get better. You just have to get more experience to get better. Getting old just goes along with that for most people.
So do you like know what started this all?
You kind of cut out in the middle of that. What was that again?
Do you like know what like started this all?
No, I don't have any idea.
That feels like kind of like a load.
Well, if you're gonna be rude, I see no reason to talk to you. Why are you in
like,
Detroit? I thought you hung out in California. I thought you were from like the Bay Area.
This is like a job.
Ugh, lame.
Yeah, but like they kind of like half kidnapped the doctor that was like working on my stuff, and I kind of like need him.
Well, they kidnapped him, so you should go rescue him.
No, it's like contractual work, kind of like bought the company that he worked for out from under him, kind of kidnapped. It was like kind of like he had to come with him for the sake of his livelihood and not like a gun to his head, but like the threat of poverty had him like kind of fall in line. It kind of like sucks.
Yeah, they sound awful.
No, they're doing like good work, but like capitalism.
She nods her head. And then we will move on. Oh, let's see. The guy chasing you, Skater Boy, it's going to take him a while to get there. Boogeyman, the one that you just popped, was stunned, so he doesn't get to go this round.
Good start solo.
Y'all see another. Y'all see a. You see a police van pull up, and people in SWAT gear start getting out. Or not SWAT gear, in riot gear. Excuse me. Slight difference there. So they got the big plastic shields and all that. The van pulling up seems to get the attention of a large crowd, the people fighting, and they start moving towards those guys. You see a group of the enraged folks fighting. And one of them goes down, and the rest of the crowd is just kind of dogpiling the one person. They're not screaming for help, though. They're just growling and lashing out,
Mm-hmm.
And then we get to the top of the order with the Boogeyman.
Gonna get the guy just saved over my shoulder, get his arm over my shoulder, tug on the line, and start going back up to get him up there.
Okay. All right, so you start hoisting him up. Then it is the young lady's turn. She looks at you, Scatterbird. What are y'all going to do about this crowd? Seems to be a lot of people. And they're all normal people. You're not just going to beat them all up, are you?
Yes.
We'll, put him in, timeout, probably.
Oh, you think it'll wear off after a while?
We're, hoping.
No, I can't.
We kind of did get here, 5 minutes ago. We're still kind of in, the making sure people aren't getting, murdered. And then we'll handle, the situation.
Oh, that's fair, I guess. That guy over there doesn't look like he's in good shape. And she points to the crowd where there's 4 of them beating down another one.
Love you
Yeah,
too.
that looks pretty rough. I guess I gotta go in.
Well, good luck. She waves.
Hey.
You too. Don't leave, please.
Oh, I'm not going anywhere.
Awesome. Oh, super speed dash on my board towards the other person getting beat up.
All right, so you have no problem getting over there. And you can tell all 5 of these people are being affected by whatever it is. They're just... One of them went down, the rest of them are just dogpiling that one. It's a mixture of men and women, police and civilian. So what are you going to do when you get there?
I would like to craft a gadget.
Okay, so you reach into your jorts.
Yep. And I'll just get a... Let's see here. I'll pull out... I will attempt to pull out a roll of what appear to be, the little gold star stickers you put on tests for a teacher does to tell you did a great job.
Uh-huh.
Attempting to get a gadget that does neutralizes a power.
Okay.
That does power reduction.
I got you. So these are like little magic sticker stars that should neutralize like one effect or something.
Yeah, I'm trying to find them in my in my big old jorts.
All right, give me
I'll
this functions like
Pro-
gadgets, so yeah.
Yeah, I'll use probability control to try to bump up. I'll try to make it a rank 4.
All right. So it's your intelligence versus a 4.
The rank I'm trying to make, so 4.
Ooh, 10. I rolled max.
I still have yet to see the second half of the dice.
So is that an 8? Was that with the +2 already factored in?
Yep.
All right, you can't seem to find your stickers.
Nope. Oh, man.
Influencer.
I took me a second to acknowledge that. Yeah, I'm influencer. I'm going to finish this battle or continue this battle with the guy that I'm in a scrap with.
All right. Give me a roll.
Sit up here, Les.
Oh yeah.
All right, so you got a 6. They got a 5, so you clock them for 3 points. They are unconscious. You deck them across the jaw, and they just go flying.
Take that. I may not be a fighter, but this feels good.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you knock him out. You look around. You see Whippet is almost to the van that the girl is sitting on. You see Skater
I'm gonna
Boy
head
moving
back
away
there.
from the van, rooting through
Yeah,
the pockets
I'm
of his
going to head
pants.
to the van too.
Okay, so you take off across there. Like I said, it's probably 60, 70 yards away. It'll take you a couple rounds
Yeah.
to get there at least.
But I'll get there when I get there.
Yep. Whippet, you arrive at the van, or within whipping distance of the van.
Did my path cross Skater Boys at all?
Y'all were running from different angles, and you saw him zip by, talk to her for a minute, and then zip off. But no, he didn't pass directly next to you.
As I continue my approach, I'll ask Skater Boy on our line, what's up with her? What's up with the lady on the van?
She's like some kind of like bored immortal. It's gonna be a problem, I'm sure.
Bored mortal. Well, that sounds like exactly. So I'm starting to put together a profile of bored demigod getting kicks by manipulating us mere mortals. All right, I'll see you. I'll get her to. I'll see what I can do to get her to knock it off.
Hey, like, also, can you like not talk like that about them? I've got like friends who are demigods, and they're like pretty chill.
Well, how chill does this
It
look?
just
Here?
feels inappropriate to like paint with such a broad
fair point.
brush.
Okay, well, I will just paint this one particular immortal with a dot like those impressionist paintings. How's that sound?
I won't like watch, but you have like fun.
All right, I won't tell you. Don't ask. And when I do get close enough to her, I think I'll go ahead and try to pull that maneuver where I grab the phone away.
Okay. All right, that'd be versus her coordination.
Oh, no such dice.
You whip out, and just before the whip reaches it, she just raises her hand a few inches. The whip passes under it. She lowers it back down.
Oh, very well.
And then she just sort of looks through her eyebrows at you over her phone, like, "Please."
Oh, I'm gonna have to make an effort of it nonetheless. We'll see what happens next page.
Then we are back down to Skater Boy.
I'll try one more time to get out my roll of stickers, but this time at rank 3.
Alright.
And I'll use a determination point. It's like, I dated someone who did that once. A 7.
You missed by 1.
I just can't roll above a 3 on a 6-sided dice.
So you pull out a roll of stickers, but it's the wrong roll.
At this point, I've just got to get in there and try to get the guy out on my
Could I
next
burn
turn.
your point to give him a post-roll bonus buff to that? Like, say, him and Boogeyman got talking about the stickers, about power nullification. I made him
I mean, I still
pull it
have
out.
one tick of probability control, but I don't think I can do it after the fact.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the problem. I don't think you can do much of any of that after the fact.
Yeah.
Well, actually, probability control you might be able to do, too. I don't remember for sure. Let's take a quick look just to be sure. Alright, you don't have to activate a quality to use them. Okay, no, it just says they work like determination points, so the only difference is to not having to tap something. Alright, then. So Skater Boy, the group that you're skating up to, the one on the ground just go still. He takes a couple more hits, and then those 4 start wailing on each other.
Is he unconscious?
The one on the ground, he's at least unconscious. Yes. Let's see. There's one chasing Whippet, but he's behind her. Oh yes, the one Boogeyman stunned. He missed his round, so he gets to go this time. So he runs up. Boogeyman, he's gonna try to grapple you. Basically, as you and the guy are ascending, he runs up and grabs you by the ankle, and is trying to pull you off.
So that would be a prowess roll on my part. Would I be taking any penalties because I'm hands are very full?
I would say that would be counteracted by the fact that you were hanging onto a rope.
Okay.
So we'll say that just sort of equals out, and you're sort of like trying to, kick your leg loose from his hand.
And
He got a 9.
I'm gonna tap Tough SOP to give myself a little bit of a bonus.
Okay. All right, that is a major success. So you kind of kick with that one leg and avoid him actually managing to get a grip on your ankle.
Yeet.
Then it is your turn. The rope, the line hoists you up. I'm going to say you can kind of help push the guy up onto the, up into the flyer.
Mm-hmm.
Since he's not holding a baby, he can help himself. He can climb a little better than the lady could.
Yeah.
And as he's pulling himself up, you see the lady reach out and kind of grab him by the collar of his shirt and kind of help pull him in. Now, do you want to climb up into the fly or drop back down?
I'm gonna climb up in there and start working on an air. Try and put together basically an aerosolized calming agent. Basically, just try to gas the whole area with an emotion control effect.
Okay. All right. So, what power rank do you want that?
I'm at Would burning my last determination point get that up to a 6 or a 7?
The effect will only go up by 1 point.
Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and burn that last determination point to get the effect up to a 6.
Okay. All right, I'm still going to roll on a 5 since you're burning a determination to bump it up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say that does not affect the actual difficulty. Because that feels like that'd be penalizing you for spending your determination, which I don't think is how that should work. So 10 is the number to beat. And this is your intelligence, I believe, plus probably a specialty.
Yep, either science or technology. They're both at the same rank, so it's going to be a 2.
All right, you only got a 9. Minimum possible roll. So you're working on it, but it's taking you a little longer than you would have hoped.
Lovely, thank you, Kat.
Then it is the young lady's turn. Whippet, she looks at you. Don't you have better things to be doing? She gestures to the crowd. Than trying to steal my phone?
Well, if you're gonna manipulate us mere mortals for your entertainment, the least you can do is actually pay attention.
There are no mermortals around here. Mermortals are out in the sea.
Oh. Whippet just groans at that, and she's gonna get ready when it's her panel to just give her the full on Whippet treatment, no holding back.
Oh, that's it. You've annoyed me. I'm now going to beat you like you stole something.
Exactly. Wait, is that her or me?
I was imagining that as Whippet. It's
Okay.
like her internal monologue. Oh, well, now I got to beat you.
Yep.
All right, influencer, you are,
On my
Getting a
way
little
to
closer.
bed. Getting a little closer.
there's you, a little bit in front of you, there's a guy that was chasing after Whippet, and then there's Whippet at the van.
Okay.
Speaking of Whippet at the van, Whippet, it's your turn.
All right, I'm just gonna go ahead and give her a good crack. With let's see, where's my? I have so many different rolls set up for my. Oh, there it is. Good old fashioned whip attack.
Whoosh. All right. Since this is a direct attack on her. All right, you beat her by 2. How much damage does that do?
That's 5. 5 slashing.
All right.
Does it look like it even hurts?
Oh yeah, big red mark across her face.
Oh, very good.
She kind of drops the phone. She's like, ah! Grabs her face, drops the phone, rolls back and over, and drops down behind the van.
Okay.
You clock that as that's a very controlled reaction to getting hit in the face. I mean,
Okay.
you could see the mark and stuff. It was the cry of pain was obviously a cry of pain,
Okay.
but there was like no hesitation, no confusion in her response. She just immediately rolled out of attack range.
She's been in the fight before.
Yeah, this may not be her first rodeo.
Not my first rodeo either. Literally.
Skater boy.
I'll go ahead and, now that they've moved on to fighting each other, I'll do a quick check to just see that that person's unconscious and not, like, dying.
All right. Well, they're still like standing right next to him. It's like they were just fighting in a group. Oh, one went down. We dogpile him. Then we go fighting, and we like they're waiting for the next person to go down to just curb stomping him. Are you gonna try to get the unconscious guy out of the way?
Well, I'm just trying to double check that he is unconscious.
Well, that would involve having to stop and check his pulse while these 4 people are like fighting next to you. Like
Yeah.
right next to you, like you're crouching.
Right, but if none of them are holding him down, I will just run in and kind of grab him and drag him out of the fray.
Okay. So yeah, you drag him off a little while. He needs medical attention because he's had the ever-living crap stomped out of him. But he's breathing. He doesn't seem to be bleeding to death. Any more than that, you need to make a medical roll. But, yeah, he's definitely unconscious, but not dead. He seems to be breathing fine. Nothing gurgly like he's got a punctured lung or anything.
After they like kick the crap out of each other, they kind of like leave them unconscious and then move on to the next one. So it's not like a murder riot. They're not like double checking to make sure they've killed anyone. So it's like a controlled rage. It's kind of like weird.
Also, the police
Almost
involved were not using their weapons.
Yeah, almost as if the fighting, the fisticuffs are the point.
Yeah, the point is the chaos, not death.
Chaos. Who are chaos deities? There's Eris. I can't think of any others.
Man, if it's like the Greek gods again, this is like less violent than the last time, but like not by much.
Tiamat was a chaos goddess. She was tied to the primordial sea, which represented chaos before creation.
That's right. Is Tiamat prone to manifesting as goth ladies?
Well, I'm sure if she appeared in the 90s, there'd be a good chance of it. All right, so you got that guy out to safety, or relative safety. And you do notice the other people that have been knocked, there are other unconscious people laying around this battlefield. And yeah, none of the riders seem to pay any attention to them once they're down. It's like once you ain't got no fight in you, there ain't no point in fighting you. Top of the order, Boogeyman.
I'm try to get my stuff fixed.
Okay.
Oh, I might have accidentally rolled twice. Top one's the real roll.
All right, so 10.
Yep.
All right, you get it cobbled together finally.
Hey, and I didn't blow us up. I say out loud to the other people in the van in the chopper.
The lady holding her baby and the guy, he's basically just laying before the flyer. They all turn their heads, look at you. What were you making?
Nothing.
The angry baby is still angrily being angry.
You know, they have baby training classes you could send them to.
You're not in the flyer, Curtis. And the first rule of Baby Fight Club is you don't talk about Baby Fight Club.
That works well because they're typically not capable of speech.
Alright, so that was Boogeyman. Next up is the young lady who... She was trying to mind her own business, but apparently that's not going to work out for her.
Yeah.
She comes around from the back of the van. Did I not put... Oh, hold on one second. Apparently, I did not put... I thought I had put both versions of her on here. She looks a little... She's dressed a little different when she comes out from around the edge of the car.
Oh, here we go. And we have a name. Well, a full name.
Well, she... Yeah, I bet she already told Scatterboy her name was Mary.
Yeah.
Now... Let me check something on Whippet's sheet.
I'm an open book.
Okay. You have no particular specialties about recognizing people.
Nope. I'm a simple creature.
So yeah, she comes out from around there. I was content to just sit here and watch, but you have to come after me instead of helping these poor people.
Therefore, I'm part of a team. They can take care of that. They've got kind of an hand.
All right. So yeah, so she comes around the van. She says that somebody reaches out and taps you on the shoulder. You know, from behind, kind of a. And when you start to turn, you see another Mary back there taking a swing at you. It's like she tapped you on the shoulder, so when you start to turn around, she could punch you in the face.
Okay.
Let's see. Oh yeah, she does have martial arts. Not a lot of it, but yeah. All right, so she's taking a swing. She is going to use probability control to give herself a +2 on that.
I would like to use my last tick of probability control to give her a -2.
Fair enough, so that cancels out.
Ooh, it's a tie.
Alright, so that is... Alright, so she does half damage. Her strength is a 3, so that's a 1 point you take. But you don't actually take it because the...
Spray on knee pads is down to 3.
Ding.
And then the one that's standing behind you, like, really? In the face? You whipped a person in the face. That could scar. You don't see a mark on her right now, though.
Well, you're a moto. I see you've got some amount of cellular regeneration going on.
Influencer.
Am I there?
Let's see. Oh yeah, and the you'll be there next round because the guy that was chasing Whippet is just now arriving. I mean, he won't go till his turn comes up. But, now you're close enough. You can try to mind control somebody. You know, you can do that whole. Because I think that's visual range.
You are correct. I think. I don't realize how dangerous Mary actually is. So I am going to. I'm going to try and slip into her DM.
All right. She resists that with her willpower, I believe.
Damn. You know, I'm sorry, Taylor, but I'm getting all of your roll.
I mean, everyone else is rolling sixes. Like I've done all I can do. This is your journey.
Hey! You're giving us your rolls. That counts.
All right, so you got a 16.
Yeah, it's
She
good leadership.
rolls.
Oh, wait, are you...
You're the leader, not me.
All right, so she has the knack Matchless Mind, which lets her intelligence count as mental resistance. So your 16 becomes a 13. So 13 is the number she needs to beat on her willpower roll.
Whatever happened to Mary?
So she rolled the minimum possible roll and got an 11.
Wow.
So at
Got
2
it by
points,
two.
so you beat her by 2, which means you have her possessed for. Where's great power? I'm an OP. Possession. Alright, that was a 93. Okay. So basically, y'all will make a new. You got her this round, and you make a new check every round, basically. All right. So Whippet, you see the guy that was initially chasing you run up behind you. You see the one that it's probably safe to assume influencer is in. Oh yeah.
Yes.
Would your comm units work while you were in somebody else's body?
Ooh.
They would not.
But you saw this guy start.
Reasonable...
You saw him suddenly change direction and like tackle somebody else to keep him off the. So I'm going to say you've got a pretty good clue that the influencer's in that guy.
Yeah.
Except suddenly that guy stops running and starts looking around. And then he gets the same growly face everybody else has got and starts running towards y'all again.
Yeah. Would it be safe to assume that even though influencer can't communicate with us, could we have had some prearranged, hand signals so that if he like flashes the sign, we know it's influencer in charge. Is that a thing that could happen?
That seems like a
Sounds
reasonable
fair.
thing. It is literally what they did with Jericho and the Teen Titans.
Oh, okay.
He would jump into somebody, he'd do sign language for the letter J, and that's how they'd know it was him.
That's right.
So, all right. So you are currently in Mary.
Very contrary.
Well, you haven't picked up on the contrary part yet. She hasn't actually said her name.
Oh, well, I just got it from the
Yeah.
image
I know.
there.
All right. So you're in her head. Well, you're in one of her heads because there's another her standing over her.
Yeah.
In fact, the other one is sitting there staring at you, Curtis. Oh, you did not. Then it is Whippet's turn.
Okay, so I've got my dance partner back. I'm just going to go full defensive. I know influencers inside one of them. I'm hoping that he could bring this to a quick resolution, and I'll just basically take a holding action and just try to keep this guy occupied long enough until hopefully influencer can figure out a way to undo this craziness.
All right. So you go on full defense.
Yeah.
Skater Boy, you're up.
I'll shout. Are we like fighting her?
Really don't need to.
Man, we had like a good conversation and like everything.
Curtis, did you bump your camera?
Sorry, I was blowing my nose. I didn't want to be on camera.
Oh, well, that's quite all right. I didn't see you reach out and adjust it. I just looked over and suddenly realized I was looking at the top corner of your room.
I'll reach into my.
I just wanted to show off more of my wall.
That's fair. That's fair.
I'll just reach into my jorts and pull out a rubber baseball and just throw it at her. Just try to bean her with a rubber baseball.
All right, roll it. It'd be coordination.
It's a minimum roll.
And
Oh no!
that was a pretty bad roll for her. I was fully expecting her to snatch it out of the air and throw it back at you. But no, she's focused on influence, and it's like she just notices the ball coming just in time to sort of duck. Whoa! Hey, I was a fan of yours.
Yeah, I don't want to fight you, but all of my friends are kind of forcing me.
Don't give in to peer pressure.
If your friend jump off a bridge, are you gonna jump off it too?
Yeah, but I have like sleeping, so it doesn't really affect me the same way as other people.
All right, so the two crazy people that were running up behind Whippet. Well, one of them was running up behind because the influencer was making him, but the influencer ain't there now. Oh, would that snap him out of the overall effect or not? No, because the influencer isn't affecting him. He's literally just taking over the body. It's not like he was putting a different influence on the guy's brain or anything. He was possessing him. Okay. So one of those crazy people charges Whippet. That is a 7. That is also a 7. And I'm trying to remember, what is the defensive thing?
Oh yeah, what's the game effect of that?
Yeah, I can't remember if it's like a +2 on your defensive stuff or what it is.
That's probably it. But let me consider
Yeah,
that.
killing, stunning. Attacking, blocking, escaping, grabbing,
Oh yeah,
maneuvering.
+2 and all defense tests.
Okay. Alright, so
Like I
that
say,
7 becomes a 9 then, so you completely avoid the guy's attack.
Yeah.
Influencer, the other one, runs up to the Mary that you're in and starts trying to punch her.
I need to dodge or evade. I'll be like, damn it, how does this body work?
Well, that's the trick. We'd be using her coordination and not yours. So instead of that, so your coordination's a 3.
My coordination is a 3.
Hers is a 7.
Oh.
So that bumps up to a 10. Would her danger sense kick in for you?
Would it?
I would say that it would, because it's kind of an automatic something. It's not something you got to figure out how to use. It's just kind of own. So you beat by an 11. Or not by 11, but you get an 11, I think. Yeah, so you beat it by 5, so massive success. So yeah, you kind of sidestep it and then just on reflex punch the guy for 3 points of damage. And this is the guy that you had possessed, so he hadn't taken any damage, I don't think.
No, he had not.
But he has now. Let's see. Meanwhile, the one that was trying to grab Boogeyman is under the flyer, screaming up at the flyer, but can't actually reach any of you that are in it. So let's see. The 4 that were beating on each other are still beating on each other. I think that's everybody that's actively involved with y'all. You can see where a bunch of them have rushed the police and riot gear, and that currently the police line with the shields is managing to kind of hold them back. But the bigger that fight gets, the more people seem to be getting pulled into it. Boogeyman.
So normally the best way to disperse something like this would be to just load it into the fuel tank of the flyer and have it disperse as exhaust, but we don't have time for that, I don't think. So Boogeyman is just gonna tell the pilot, get as low as you can, and he's going to lean out, holding on for dear life to the side, arm wrapped around like a handhold, and just open the valve on this incredibly pressurized tank of gas and hold it down and just let it spray out as they buzz the area back and forth.
Alright, they were like, alright, where do we want to start?
Here's better than nowhere.
Alright, so the person directly under you is the first person that gets spritzed.
Yeah.
Alright, and you said it was emotion control.
Yes, sir.
At what rank?
It would still be at rank 5 because burn that determination point for a failed attempt.
Okay. Alright, give me a roll on that then. 5 plus a die roll. So he's down there screaming, ah, ah, ah. What? You see, as the flyer starts moving over to a different crowd, you see the guy start rubbing his head like, what? And looking around. It's almost the John Travolta meme from Pulp Fiction. Like, what am I doing here? Why do I feel like I've been screaming?
I'd also like to state it's a very good thing you didn't go for the exhaust on the electric vehicle.
Oh, yeah.
He'd have had a Boogeyman would have had a hard time finding the fuel port to pour it in anyway.
Oops.
Well, you know, I imagine we could probably get like some sort of gas dispersal system set up on it, but that's neither here nor there.
Next, Daryl goes over and he buzzes where the police, where the riot police that have shown up, and they're clearly still under their own control. They're not going wild. They're using tactics and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But you sprint to that crowd, and some of them seem to be calming down. Some of them are still fighting, but maybe not as ferociously. I just rolled versus the roll you'd already made. So it's like there's still a little fight in them, but it's having some effect. I will say that's as much as y'all managed to buzz in the one round.
You okay, big girl?
I can drop her onto the regular token level now. Alright, then next up is Mary Contrary. And this would be the round that Curtis has control of her. Because she'd already gone last round.
Well,
So, give me another roll with your power as she's trying to break free. Okay. Like I said, her intelligence, because of that knack, her intelligence counts as resistance. So that 12 would become a 9 is what she's got to beat. Alright, so she is free.
and,
She doesn't- she-
and I'm
the her you were possessing does not get to act this round, though. So you're now standing next to her.
oh, hey,
Her head does the slow head turn to you, and her eyes just narrow. The other her, on the other hand, looks over at her van, and the ground under it sort of ripples and flicks the van towards the influencer.
no,
That's a thrown. Oh, that's gonna be her coordination, isn't it? Ouch.
it's gonna hurt.
Yeah, her coordination is like real good.
All right, so
You got me
she beat you by 2.
with the van.
Ouch.
So yeah, the van flicks towards you. It hits the ground, springs up, rolls. It smacks you. Like it doesn't land on top of you. It's spinning and rolling and flipping and but it clips you a pretty good one. That'll be 8 points of damage.
Yeesh.
Reduce that to
Why
5
am
points
I-
of damage
Oh,
for the
It's gonna
3
do
points
some-
of spray on knee pads, and spray on knee pads goes down to 2.
All right, so only actually 5 that influencer would take himself.
Correct.
Is he still conscious?
I am. I actually have 8 stamina, so if I had not been protected, I would have been out. So I've got 3 left.
Oh, well, you're fine then. And she only beat you by 2, so there's no stunning or knockbacks or anything. You know, basically, you almost got out of the way, and it just sort of clipped you as it went by. Hurts like the dickens, though.
Oh, but it does.
Let's see, that was
Ow!
both of hers.
Ow!
And then it's your turn, influencer.
What do I do? Maybe. He's not used to taking hits like this. He may try and. I'm going to try and take over the one that, not the one I was in, but the one that threw the van at me.
Okay. All right, so that is a 15 minus the 3 resistance she's got. Becomes a 12 she's got to beat. Ooh, loses by 1. No, wait. Reduced to I forgot. Reduced to a 12 is what she had to beat. So beat it by 2. Okay.
Yeah, I lost by 2.
Yep. So yeah, you try to jump into the other one of hers. She resists.
This fight is not going to end well for Influencer, I think.
She just cocks her head at you. You're not a one-trick pony, are you?
No.
What is it when the horses kick their feet on the ground or brush their feet on the ground? It's like drag my foot on the ground and go.
You're tamping the ground?
That's it.
I was just being silly.
Well, yes, but also you're tamping the ground.
Maybe
Not really.
if I make her laugh, she won't kill me. It's not a terrible strategy. Whip it.
Okay. So I see that Influencer is evicted.
Yes, he is physically standing there now.
All right. So since I've already whipped in Mary 1, I'm going to try to do that again.
Okay.
Or not.
She cartwheels out of the way.
Yeah. Ooh.
Skater boy.
I'll kind of rush up, and for a moment, I'll try to diffuse. Can we count this as like a miscommunication and kind of just call it off, or are you real mad?
I think she's really mad.
I'm a little mad, at your little friend there. She points at Whippet. I mean, just right off the bat, goes for the face. Doesn't seem very heroic to me. But no, I'm not real mad otherwise. This is turned into a lot of fun. Did you see the look on his face when I threw the van at him?
See, that's
I
why
was
you deserve a
like
whip to
at
the
a
face.
bad angle for it, but also like that could have killed him. So I've got to like disapprove.
Whipping
Ah,
adds that added.
if I dropped it on top of him, that might have killed him. But that was just gonna knock him down and maybe out.
So are we like chill, or are you gonna like keep fighting?
It wouldn't be any fun to stop now.
All right, and I'll try to grapple her.
All right. Let's see. She's got a prowess. Ooh, and wrestling.
Game, please. Give me one.
Roll 20 is not your friend today. So you got a 5, she got a 10. Is there anything about wrestling if they beat you by a whole lot?
Oh, like a reverse walk?
All right.
Classic WWE move.
So wrestling, no, there's nothing for her beating him badly in the wrestling. She could potentially reverse an escape roll, but that'd be her making the escape roll and getting a major success. So yeah, you try to grapple her and she, avoids it. Like, seems to know what she's doing, to avoid holds and stuff. And chastises you. When she was growing up, no gentleman would have tried to manhandle a lady like this.
I feel like that's a gross misrepresentation of the times.
Yeah, no kidding.
Like, there was definitely like way more manhandling, like statistically.
Not in public like this. Everybody would look at you as a ruffian. Other men would be coming to my defense.
Actually, like, if you threw an entire like carriage at someone, you would probably like get called a witch.
Yeah, I got called a witch a few times back then. And I did, and to be fair, I did occasionally throw a carriage at someone.
So are comms open as this is happening?
I'd say, during a fight, I'd say there's a fair chance, yeah.
Okay.
Speaking of which, you hear Carol come over the radio. Holy crap! This is. She said her name was Mary, right?
Yeah, we're like out of our league. I know.
Dude, I'm finding reports of a Mary Contrary dating back to like the Victorian era. And then she
That
disappeared for a
sounds
while,
like
and then she popped
right.
up just before World War One, I guess. And then she hasn't really been seen. She popped up a couple times around there, and then she hasn't been seen until now. The best I can make out is she may be a reality manipulator. Though references to trickster, that she may be a trickster god, is also in here, but that may just be somebody being overly colorful. Yeah, y'all be careful. Good luck, guys. I'll keep digging through the files. If I find a weakness or something, I'll let you know.
Let's get her to say her name backwards.
Oh yeah, I need to kill how many rounds it's been having. I think this is the third round since she took damage. All right, so Skater Boy, you talked a little bit. Is there an action you're going to take?
Oh right, lot. Wait, I did take an action and failed. You're being mean to me. You're bullying me.
Oh, that's right. I'm so sorry. I forgot about the grappling.
I'm being bullied in the heart of my failures.
Look, everybody has a bad day. All right. So I think we had 2 crazy people. Or enraged persons. One was going after Whippet. He continues to go after Whippet. With a 6.
Let me make a full on defensive evade full action. Full if we'll call it.
All right. You evade without any difficulty. Not good enough to be able to do a return shot, but
Wait, didn't I try to crack a whip at didn't I try to crack Mary last round? Last page?
oh
Or
yeah,
would
you
actual-
did. That's right. You're not on the full defense now, are you?
Yeah, so that's a minimal hit.
So that becomes a 6. So he does. He just clips you with a punch, half damage. His strength is 3, so we half it down to 1. So I think the spray on knee pads will take that.
Okay.
And what did they drop to now, Taylor?
They're down to 1.
And then the other one was attacking the influencer. It was attacking the influencer when the influencer was in Mary's body. Well, one of the Marys. So I'm going to even or odd to see whether he goes after the influencer or after Mary. Even will be the influencer. Odd will, of course, be Mary. All right, he's going after the influencer.
Okay. How is it? Is he? Do I need to?
He got
is
a
it prowess or coordination?
This would be prowess. He's taking a swing at you. All right, you avoid the swing without any trouble.
No, for some reason I'm just not any good against a goddess. Go figure.
Clearly, you got to up your game. All right, Boogeyman, you are continuing to crop dust your happy juice across this angry crowd.
That sounded awful.
I don't like this game anymore. Do I need to make another roll?
Yes, make another roll with just the power level of the power.
Yep.
You're basically combating against whatever influence has been put on them.
Yeah.
You know, you're trying to make them happy. This influence is trying to keep them angry.
That's an 8.
That's a 7. So you spritz a little bit more on that big crowd fighting the riot cops, and they all start calming down now.
Awesome.
Yeah, one of the cops, he's looking at how calm they're getting. He's looking up at you, and whatever it is you're spraying on him, and kind of gives you the high sign.
Hasn't been lab tested, but I'm sure it's fine.
Yeah. And I'm sure the stuff is affecting the cops as well, but it's just making them feel more chill. Oh, hey, look, they're calming down. Stuff's improving. Okay.
Calm police in riot gear is better than not
This is true.
calm police gear.
And then you move on. You kind of. Daryl keeps moving the plane around. You get the impression he's trying to hit the bigger groups first.
Mm-hmm.
You pass over that squad of 4 that Skater Boy was interacting with. And they had managed to, one of them had fallen down, and the other 3 had been curb stomping him. And then the gas passes over him, and they all sort of calm down. They're calm, but a little confused. Like, what's going on? Oh, hey, man, are you okay? The lady behind you with the very angry baby is like, is that stuff safe?
It should be.
Is it safe for children?
He's gonna get up real quick, close the lid, come over and just fritz the baby real quick.
Just right in the face. Baby's like, tap, tap, tap.
Nothing to worry about.
Like,
We're pretty
nothing-
sure it will not cause mutations in your child.
Yeah. Like, call me in like 18 years to sit if something has changed, and I go back to my position on the door.
The baby does seem to calm down though.
And if the baby gets those superpowers, we can put in a good word at the academy.
Let's see okay, that was Boogeyman at the top of the order. Oh, and then it is Mary's turn.
Uh-huh.
All right. All right. So the Mary that Whippet is interacting with. Whippet, she's gonna try to run. She tries to run. She runs forward and tries to put her hand on you. So that's gonna be prowess plus her martial arts. So that's a 3. No, her prowess is 4. She's got martial arts, so that's a 5. She is going to manipulate probability to give herself a +2.
What?
So she'll be rolling with a total of a 6. Plus the die roll, so a 10.
Oh, goodness. Okay, well, she's got me.
All right, now
Start getting
this
ragey.
isn't a grapple. She's just literally runs up and puts her hands on you.
Okay.
And then she just looks confused for a second. Wait a second.
Okay.
You fought the Vasilev? Like the whole time that fight was going. You don't have any powers.
Yeah, what of it?
God, no, I wasted his luck power. The other her turns to you, Skater Boy, and kind of makes a come here gesture with her finger as she reaches for you. It was a neat power. I think I want it back. Let's see. So this time she'll only be rolling a 5 because she does not have the luck power to use now. So Skater Boy, you need to beat a 10 on a prowess.
I would like to tap my last point of determination. I can, hang with anyone. This has been
Fair
a
enough.
bad time. Someone's trying to touch me. I swear I can block this one time.
And he rolls a 1 on the dice. For a total of 8. So yeah, she touches you. And you don't, it doesn't do anything to you. But she smiles like she got whatever she wanted.
This has been like a bad day for me.
Wait a minute, is she lifting her powers? She is lifting her powers, isn't she? Well, his powers.
Yeah, she's been using his luck power since she shook his hand earlier.
Okay, she did. Here, that was just a coincidence.
But that is her turn. Influencer, you're up.
So, mind controlling these, Mary is not going to work.
Well, you got control over one time.
Do I be brave? Do I be chicken? Influencer's kind of a weasel. He's fun, or he was. The card dropped on him.
He's also very image conscious.
One last step of being heroic before I try and influence the nearest henchman. And I will again try to influence the one that threw the van at me.
Okay. Alright, so that's a 13 minus 3, so 10 is the number she needs to beat. She has a willpower of 10, so this is not going to be
It's
difficult.
not going to end well.
She only got a 13, which was mind control, is enough to be a tie is enough for her to win, basically.
Right.
So yeah, she resists again. I'm a little disappointed. I was really counting on her to give you a massive failure on the possession roll. But it looks like that's not going to happen.
That might have been bad.
It would have been fun. For me, at least. Whip it.
Is it a coffin?
Uh-oh. Have we lost Mike? The mic froze up?
I think I'm back.
Okay. I think you had frozen for a second there, but yeah. So it's Whippet's turn.
Oh, great. So I'm gonna try to go for another whip to the face. I don't know if this is gonna be a called shot at this point, but I'm just gonna try to whip her and try to keep her away because I need to keep this. Well, then again, no, I don't really because she can't steal things from me, but she knows that. So let's. And anyway, whip attack.
All right. All right, so that is a 12. She has 7 coordination plus her danger sense. Ooh, but minimum roll. So that is a major. So you do another 5 points to her.
Yep.
She's like, kind of going from her, left cheek up to the right, right side of her head. Ah, the face again. Seriously.
Should I try to carve a W into her face? Would that be mean? That'll probably be too mean.
At least she didn't go for an I this time.
Yeah, that's a good point.
You're on a
Just see what I did
Skater
there.
Boy. She looks over you. You're on a team with a psycho. But let's see, with a major, that's also going to be, is that a stun check?
Yes,
your
it's
whip,
not a kill check.
Your whip counts as a killing.
Yeah,
but it was a major, not a massive. Yeah. So yeah, I think it's just the stun we have to roll for.
Okay, let's
So 10 versus her strength. She has a knack, I disbelieve, which allows her to use her willpower for those kind of resistance checks like that.
Let's see.
I went knack heavy on her. Ooh, a max roll of 16.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, she is not stunned. Traumatized maybe, but not stunned. Skater boy, you're up.
All right. I'll try one last time to find the stickers in my jorts. Rank 4.
All right, 6 is the number to beat.
This is just Skater Boy's no good rotten day.
Now,
This
it's
is
not
so
that bad. You met a fan.
I've rolled under the 50th percentile the entire day.
You have defied the odds. Just phrase it that way. You have defied the odds.
I vote next session. It's just a Skater Boy solo session where he goes to the spa and nothing bad happens to him.
I rolled a 3 twice.
So lots of 1s and 2s is what you're telling us.
I rolled on the lower half of the dice, and it wasn't 3s. So that's a failure. Off to the next turn, please.
Boogeyman. Oh wait, crazy people. Let's see. We've got the 2 that are sitting right here. So yeah, one of them goes after Whippet. 4 is the number to beat. I don't think she'll have any trouble doing that. They rolled their minimum. Oh, you get to pop him in the face for free. What is your strength?
Can I just do that with my fist? 3.
Yeah, it's just a free counter, damage, so it's based on your strength.
Yeah, I'll just give him an elbow.
He goes down. He already had 3 points on him. He's only got 6. So he
All right.
he overextends, and you just pop him in the face as he goes by, and he drops. And the other one is after the influencer. Let's see, did that guy have any damage on him? Curtis, had you damaged this guy?
Wait, I did get 1 hit on him.
Okay. And what's your strength?
3.
Okay. Alright, so he's taking a swing at you. He got an 8.
Wait, no. I take that back. My last turn was not fighting him. It was trying to possess Mary.
You're right. Anyway, this guy takes a swing at you. So 8's the number to beat. And you just manage it.
Somehow. Because I'm getting Taylor's rolls.
Alright, then we get to the top of the order with Boogeyman. Boogie, you are now floating above the fight with the 2 Mary Contraries and your buddies. And you're just raining this stuff down on them. Go ahead and give me another roll with that power.
All right. Oh God, did I close the character sheet? Let me reopen my character sheet.
Oh, well, somebody thought the fighting was over.
No, it was... Mhm.
9 is the number to beat.
Should be doable. Just gotta... Boop.
Okay, so that's a tie. So kind of like with at the riot police initially, the one guy that's still up and fighting, he's slowing down. He doesn't come out of it right away, but he's slowing down. You know, it's like he's not as angry. Then it is Mary's turn. One of the Marys is holding her face. The other Mary's like, oh, okay, this ain't no fun anymore. That's it. We're leaving. Mary, let's go. Both of them turn around, take about 3 steps to doorways that are doors that are just sitting in the parking lot. Open the doors, step through, and shut the doors behind them. And the doors do that kind of slow fall, where they sit there for a second, and then you can tell, okay, they're about to fall, and then they poop poop.
Oh, you mean like they just fall onto the ground? They don't sink through it like the.
No. It's like you stood a door up, let go of it, ran back, and then it sits there balanced for just a second, and then falls over.
How's that for a trick?
Well, yeah, if you can manipulate reality, you can probably do all kinds of things.
Well, I'm gonna go find my baseball.
All right, you don't have any real trouble finding the baseball. Because it's not like there's a lot of rubble. This was normal people fighting mostly.
Yeah.
There is the upside down van. So you find your baseball.
I put it back in my jorts.
You know, as you're putting it up, you notice it has a signature on it now.
Is it a really shitty Babe Ruth signature, or is it Mary Contrary?
It says Mary Q. Contrary.
I'll get a pen out of my jorts and write "smells good" on the ball.
Maybe we should confirm with whoever's in charge of the riot police that there's, that none of these people here were under their own volition, and therefore maybe we don't see any mass arrests here.
They're cool with that. We're cool. We're cool. Because they're being affected by the feel good juice too. And it was some police officers involved and mixed into this crowd that was going wild. So clearly something was going on. And as soon as Mary leaves, anybody that hadn't snapped out of it, comes out of it. So there are several hours of paramedics checking people out, the police going around questioning everybody. The local spear unit shows up and is quizzing people. The press shows up. When all is said and done, there's not a lot of footage of this fight. A few of the surrounding stores have cameras that show parts of the outside. So, there's a little bit of footage of y'all. There's not a really good shot of Mary, but definitely enough that they pick up that there was a woman there in costume confronting y'all. Some reports say there were 2 of them. They're not really sure.
It's interesting that they talk to each other as if they're separate entities.
But do y'all hold any information back from the media?
I think we're okay.
I mean, what we can hold back outside of probably didn't need to have that fight.
What now?
I don't really know if there's any information information worth holding back outside of probably didn't need to have that fight with Mary.
I don't know. I feel like we had to eliminate the entertainment factor of beating the crap out of it. Was the best way to do that. I figure, or at least the quickest way. Me, not this way.
But yeah, by the evening news, it's all over the place. This is another big win for the Visionaries. Rogue superhuman initiates riot. Visionaries show up, and within 5 minutes, have the situation under control.
What we don't know is what brought her here.
This is true. Now there are a couple of reporters on some of the stations that are kind of asking, what was being sprayed on the crowd. Boogeyman just says a neutralizing agent. What does that mean? Once again, Offerman is very happy with your performance. You're kind of having the team, everybody's sitting around. You're still in your costumes. You haven't had a chance to shower yet, but you're relaxing in the break, in the conference room. Just lean back in the comfortable chairs. Everybody's got a drink. Offerman's going over details of stuff. Everybody's got papers in front of them that is like the spear reports. You have to fill out after action reports. You have to fill out. When Carol comes over the comms, Mr. Offerman, guys, there's a man in the basement, or excuse me, not the basement. A man in the lobby that says he needs to speak to you. He's in like full armor.
Knight in shiny or modern military armor.
You've got monitors and stuff in this room. She pumps through the some of the surveillance in the lobby. Oh, come on. Do I not have his picture in here anymore? Well, I don't know why I would have deleted his picture, but apparently I have deleted his picture. Well, not his picture, but the handout. And I'll just drop it on the map. Y'all should be able to see it.
Oh. Yeah, it's the Rickery or the Crucible. I forget which one's the villain and which one's the hero.
That is the Crucible. That is the hero.
Hey, it's like the big guy. That's bad, actually.
Carol's over the comm. Should I have the receptionist ask him to leave?
Oh, like, we couldn't kick him out if we wanted to.
Offerman kind of puffs his chest. I don't know. We've got some pretty good security.
You absolutely do not.
I don't want us to have to, fight him.
Sweet. I'm not.
I know he can literally, send people to hell. I don't want to, deal.
I mean, magic's not our thing, but let's hear what he has to say.
Oh, yeah, he's good guy. We're gonna, help him. If he has, a problem, we can help.
Offerman's like, oh, okay. Go ahead and send him up. Go ahead and send him up, Carol. Or tell the reception to send him up. And y'all are watching the thing when the reception, gestures to one of the elevators, and the armored figure turns and walks to the elevator. A little bit later, somebody, one of your security personnel is showing him into the room. I'm trying to think, has the Crucible met any of these characters?
Yeah,
Maybe.
was in the finale for season 2.
Y'all fought the Reliquary, and you saw footage of the Reliquary and the Crucible fighting in Savannah. And then the
That's
Crucible wasn't
right.
seen for a little while.
And this is a different guy, so.
Yeah, well, y'all
Not
don't
that
know.
we-
These characters don't know that. You, the
I think
players,
this-
know that the Crucible changes hands.
Yeah, I think this Crucible has seen maybe the Rook, but I think that would be about it.
Well, yeah, he would definitely know the Rook. Now, Skater, I could see Skater Boy having run into, quote unquote, the Crucible at some point.
Yeah. Well, it's also one of Skater Boy's specialties is occult.
So you would know who he was regardless.
He's Skater Boy has dated magic users. I know who the big guy is.
Okay, that's fair. So you may not personally know him, you know of him.
Yeah, I just know he's the big magic guy.
All your occult knowledge is basically pillow talk.
Maybe.
If it works, it works.
He was dating the vampire hunter lady for a while. But anyway, so the Crucible gets ushered in. He gives you all a nod. Visionaries,
Sir.
corporate spokesperson. Looking over at Offerman. Actually, I take it back. He doesn't really acknowledge Offerman.
Ouch.
I saw on the news your fight with Mary this afternoon. I'm relieved to see that you're all in one piece.
Like, physically.
That's still the best you can hope for after confronting Mary Contrary.
Yeah, so what's the deal? Is she a demigod or what?
She's a Victorian era young lady that was possessed by some sort of trickster entity. I don't believe it should be classified as a god. But a limited amount of research has been done.
So why was she here apparently starting a riot?
I was hoping to glean some clues about that from you.
All we really got was like she's bored, and also like in the 90s she was like watching the TV a lot.
She was contained in the 90s. That would make sense. She did enjoy TV.
So how did she get uncontained?
She was contained once long ago. I and some others managed to hold her not completely outside reality, but well, the specifics don't matter. She got out. She got out shortly before the First World War, but I was quickly able to contain her again. This time, though, I was able to constrain the entity within Mary's mind, allowing Mary control of herself, her sanity back. Some side effects of the possession, continued. Her lack of aging did not alter. She escaped this time after Lady Feyre's spell was reversed.
We're not about to have like another Lady Feyre situation with her, are we?
No, ruling the world will be the last thing Mary wants.
Okay, good.
That's far too constraining, far too much responsibility.
Yeah, good.
Mary Contrary is a trickster interested in her own entertainment above all else. Mary, the poor young lady that's possessed, is a perfectly pleasant individual. When I helped rewrite the spell to reverse Lady Feyre's alterations to people's minds, it never even occurred to me that something like this could happen with the spells constraining the entity. To be fair, that wouldn't have stopped me. Saving the entire world from a mentally dominating conqueror would have taken precedent. But perhaps I could have been prepared. I've been trying to track her down. She's keeping an unusually low profile for Mary. I was hoping you could tell me why she would have appeared in Detroit. She's from Boston originally. She mostly operated up and down the East Coast.
She did say she was like, I don't know. I don't think this was like a reason for her to start, but she did say she was interested in like how lucky I was.
How lucky you were.
I like sometimes subconsciously alter reality.
A big chunk of her,
like people explained it to me.
A big part of her abilities is manipulating reality. I could see where she would be able to perceive what you were doing and find it interesting. She can copy abilities. If she manages to come into physical contact with you.
Yeah, and if you were like to rate her intellect and like willpower on a scale of 1 to 10,
she's likely of average intelligence, but a supreme willpower. Except when it comes to restraining herself when she's seeking her entertainments. So she has a strong will, but not necessarily a lot of self-control, if you understand what I'm saying.
She gave me a run for my money.
You are the team's mentalist, aren't you?
I am.
So yes, Boogeyman, the Boogeyman and Whippet I'm familiar with by reputation.
Good reputations?
Yes, you're heroes.
Huh.
You don't get as much of the limelight as Whippet, as you weren't on camera. But, you helped invent and build the device that sealed reality. That's impressive.
Yeah, I'd rather not talk about that.
And never mind how much you cleaned up your own city.
It was a group effort on that part.
So she said nothing that would hint as to why she was in Detroit specifically.
Let's see, what all has happened in Detroit since we got here? We got jumped by Evil Eye and some goons looking to score an easy win.
Mutant gangsters, okay.
There was a self-styled vampire and a hypnotist tried to knock over a tech firm that also had some Babylonian artifacts, and the maybe vampire also hired the same people who were robbing the museum with the Babylonian artifacts. Had also stolen other similar artifacts from another private museum in another part of the country.
And that was apparently a cover for some unknown theft from technology companies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he asked to see the any information you have on the Babylonian artifacts. Carol pulls it up and throws it up on your monitors. He gives them a look over and goes, they don't appear to be anything mystical. As far as I can tell from just looking at them.
Just valuable historical artifacts.
Yes. And if it was a distraction, then I'll have some of my people give it a more in-depth look. You said self-styled vampire, so I'm assuming not an actual vampire.
Maybe not. It might have just been a gimmick.
Somehow I don't see a real vampire behind herself Nosferatu.
She was also like way too powerful during the day for me to believe she's like a real vampire.
That's a good point.
True.
He got nods. Yeah. Sounds like she's probably just a fake then.
So is it possible that we may encounter her again here?
You're a little low right there. What'd you say?
Oh, is it possible that we may encounter her again here?
If she's just traveling, then maybe she'll move on. But if she's in Detroit for a reason, if something brought her here, then it will depend if she accomplished what she wanted to today. Or if today was just she got bored. She's here for a reason, but today was just she got bored.
I think I would lean towards the latter. It seemed like if she was after something, she wasn't that into it to make it worth continuing the fight.
Yeah, I agree. She didn't really seem to have much of a goal. She was just causing a ruckus.
She's likely kept her head down this long to keep me off her trail. And then her boredom got the better of her, maybe.
I mean, if she's really some sort of demigod or possessed by some demigod, it's not likely that the ruckus was there to distract from something else.
She's not unintelligent. She could make that sort of plan. But then why would she hang around?
She
while it was going on?
wasn't doing something else. She's not going to be working for somebody else to.
Not
Is what I'm saying. She's not going to be subservient to somebody else.
not for the long
to cause
term.
distraction for them.
If someone had something she wanted, perhaps. Did anything else go on in the city today that she could have been a distraction for?
Like, have there been any break-ins in the area that happened during the riot?
You hear Carol or Offerman kind of goes, Carol? She goes, I'll start looking. Nothing big has come up. But I'll start looking around at, basically all the precinct, crime reports and whatnot, and see if anything comes up. The Crucible reaches into a pouch and pulls out a gold coin. If you need to contact me, or if you find out any relevant information, pick this up. Basically hold it in your hand, rub it with your thumb, and say my name, and it will put you in contact with me. And he lays it down.
How many times? Just once?
Beg pardon?
How many times do we say your name?
Just the once while you're rubbing the coin with your thumb.
Efficient.
And if I come across any information, I'll call you. Your number's in the book. And with that, he disappears in a white puff of smoke. You hear Carol over the comms. Well, at least he was nice enough to walk through the front door coming in. So it didn't set off any alarms.
disperse the smoke.
So like, we're hitting like the hero's paradox like really fast, and I did not think that would like happen.
Offerman looks at you.
Heroes.
Heroes Paradox?
Yeah, like if there is no announced hero, things kind of just happen. The moment a hero is announced, suddenly bad things start to congregate around, and we've like hit the paradox point like way fast of like a bunch of villains we've never heard before or like ancient evils like just start showing up. It's the hero's paradox because like if this had happened and we weren't here, it would be like way worse. But because there are now heroes here, the bad things can be handled and there's like a cosmic balance happening.
Hero,
Offerman is just
Okay,
staring at you, just like, what?
can we ask Carol to investigate whether there really is an uptick in powered primes? Because I know we're not the first heroes here. At the very least, there's Mr. Manhattan.
Yeah, and there's a lot of there's plenty of street level heroes that y'all just haven't encountered yet.
That's a good question. If we're somehow promoting this, I would like to know.
So Carol's like, I guess I could look into that. I mean, I have heard of the hero's paradox thing before. I don't think it's got any real grounding in fact. I think it's more just, I think if you looked at statistically, if you looked at it all, it evens out over time. Offerman just sort of shakes his head. Well, whatever the case, finish filling out your reports right quick and then go get a shower, try to relax. He calls to like one of his assistants, basically to take care of, order in some food or something. He looks at y'all, whatever y'all want, just she'll take care of it.
All right, DoorDash on the company.
Basically, or pizza delivery, or whatever it is y'all want. And we will wrap up there because it is just at 4. I hope y'all had fun. I enjoyed it.
Oh, yeah.
Hope anybody watching at home enjoyed it. Hope you'll come back. We should be doing this in 2 weeks. I can't think of any holiday. Let's see. 2 weeks would be the 6th. Should be good. That'll be after the 4th.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, it'll be the weekend of the 4th, but the 4th's on a Friday, so.
It will not be the 4th. Is anyone out that weekend visiting people?
You're gonna be.
Not me.
Okay,
All right,
well,
we should be good.
We should be on the 6th because it'll be the 6th. So, all right. Well, in that case, again, I was your GM for the day, Jason, and with me has been Mike as Whippet.
Thanks, everyone.
Taylor as Skater Boy.
See ya.
Marigold as the Boogeyman.
Hope you all had as much fun as we did.
And Curtis as the Influencer.
Laters.
Join us next time when we ask who will Whippet hit in the face this time.